Good evening, fellow foxes. My name is Solaito, and today we are going to play some more Clash Royale. As you all probably know, the game was updated a few days ago, and there were some very specific changes which we are going to take a look at. So the most important change, if you go to your inbox here, then you will see that the bomb tower, its lifetime got decreased to 40 seconds all the way from 60 seconds. So that's like 1/3 cut off. So now the bomb tower is a lot weaker than it used to be, and many people have removed it from their deck. Many people just put it in because it was just a strong addition overall, and what that caused was all spawner decks weren't effective anymore because the bomb tower is a huge counter against spawner decks, and so therefore spawner decks were really bad because everyone was running this bomb tower. But because of this recent change, the bomb tower isn't that good of a card anymore, and many people have removed it from their deck and, for example, put in a Royal Giant or something else. So I thought with that knowledge I can do something, so I constructed a deck which is very powerful. Now, one advantage I had is that I recently was able to move all the way up to Arena 6. Right now I'm in Arena 5, but if you reach 1700 trophies, you will be able to go to Arena 6 and unlock the Elixir pump over there. I was able to do that, and so I put it in my deck, but as you can see, it's only level 1, and that's fine. Because upgrading the Elixir Collector will only increase its hit points. So if you want to use the Elixir Collector as a distraction for example, a Hog Rider, then this might not be ideal, but I only use the Elixir Collector to gain an Elixir advantage upon my opponent, because deploying the Elixir Collector only costs 5 Elixir, and over its lifetime, which is 1 minute and 10 seconds, it will generate 7 Elixir. So also, because its lifetime is 1 minute and 10 seconds, it's no longer beneficial to deploy an Elixir Collector when there's only less than 1 minute left, because that will only make you lose Elixir, obviously. So the Elixir Collector, I like to use it. I wouldn't say it would be necessary for this deck, but if you have it, definitely put it in. It's a great addition. So now we're down to the meat of this deck, which is basically these two spawners. We have the Barbarian Hut. The Barbarian Hut summons 2 barbarians every 14 seconds, and it's extremely elixir efficient card once again. And the same can be said for the Goblin Hut. So basically our strategy will depend on deploying as many Goblin Huts and Barbarian Huts as possible, and they will just overwhelm the opponent, especially with the Elixir Collector, because that will make us able to spawn even more Barbarian Huts and Goblin Huts. So then we have the Hog Rider. The Hog Rider is a very good card, especially, for example, pushing the Valkyrie. Because if you didn't know, if you place a Hog Rider or another fast unit behind a slower unit, the faster unit will push the slower unit and they will reach the tower much more quickly. The Hog Rider is also pretty good for taking out bomb towers if you encounter them, so that's really good for that. And he just can be really good in certain situations, and therefore I have him in my deck. Then we have the Musketeer. The Musketeer is mainly used for taking out balloons, baby dragons, just have someone firing in the air. Also, the Musketeer is very strong when placed behind the Valkyrie. The Valkyrie dealing a lot of area damage, and then you have the Valkyrie, we can do a lot of focus damage, and together they are just so deadly. It's insane. And then we have our arrows. Our arrows is your only removal spell. It's very handy against it, another spawner deck, which you can just use to destroy a lot of troops of him. But many people these days run the minion horde, and just playing these arrows on a minion horde will grant you a 2 elixir advantage. So once again, building up that elixir advantage. Then we have the goblins. If you don't like using the goblins, you could also use the skeletons. But I rather use the goblins, as they just deal a lot more damage. And if you have a big push going on with barbarians and spear goblins, and then you place these goblins on top of that, it's just gonna be a massive push. And if he doesn't have arrows or fireball, he will be totally get wrecked. The goblins are great for distracting or luring troops to your other tower, and they're great against big clunky units like a giant or a P.E.K.K.A. And you can also use them, for example, when your opponent has placed an Inferno Tower or some such. So then we have the Valkyrie. The Valkyrie is an extremely strong card at the moment. It's like the best splash damage dealer in my opinion after the wizard, but the wizard is like really squishy. And he costs 1 elixir extra, and like I really need like a tank in this deck because she's the only tank we have, and she's only like area damage dealer apart from ours. So overall, I think we have some pretty great synergy in this deck, and it's pretty good overall. So I suggest why don't we take a look at some of the matches I've played, yeah, that's exactly what we are going to do. And after that, we might play some live matches with this deck. So this was the first time when I used this deck. It's right over here, and we're gonna take a look. So there we go. I'm gonna speed it up into double speed. And as you can see, I'm starting off with an Elixir Collector, and I'll probably place that one first. So it can immediately start generating Elixir. My opponent is playing the Musketeer, so I will have to respond to that, and we'll do that with a Valkyrie and a Musketeer, so exactly the same counter, but I have the advantage that it's under my tower. So then I'm placing the Goblin Hut, so it can generate some goblins to take out like the big giant, and the goblins were also pretty good at dealing with the balloon together with my Musketeer. So then I'm deploying another hut, so and another Elixir Collector, so building up that elixir, building up the push, and as you can see, we're already doing pretty good. Playing the Valkyrie, to stop the Valkyrie, because the Valkyrie is a very strong card against opponent deck, so that's kind of annoying. As you can see, I'm placing my minions to make like a bigger push, and my opponent uses arrows, and we're immediately able to take down one of his towers. We're pushing once more, like I'm using my Hog Rider for some extra damage, and there we go. We won the match. So as you can see, we got 3 crowns, and we just like were able to overwhelm my opponent so quickly. Like he uses arrows once, he had arrows, he had Valkyrie, he had some pretty big counters against spawner decks, and we were still able to crush him. So that's how effective this deck is. So let's move on to another match, shall we? So that was this one. So let's take a look at this one over here, how this one goes. I'm gonna again do double speed so it goes a little bit more quicker for you guys. So waiting for my elixir to fill up, I'm gonna place a Barbarian Hut. That's 7 elixir, so that costs quite a bit. But luckily enough for me, he played the giant, so we should be able to stop his push. He's playing like a lot of flying units. Luckily enough, we have arrows to take down those minion horde, and we'll be using our Musketeer to take down the baby dragon. But as you can see, he was able to deal tremendous amount of damage against my tower, and he already took it down. Like these early stages of the game are quite difficult as a spawner elixir collector user, but like once we are able to like ramp up our huts and our elixir characters, like things can get out of hand really quickly. So as you can see, we're at a major disadvantage at this point. He is like playing on my side. He has like a 10 elixir push going on there. His giant taking out my Barbarian Hut. So we are in some like in rough shape, you know. But luckily enough, I was able to protect my elixir pump. So my elixir pump almost have 0 health. So you play them to a side where they are safe, behind your tower and your king tower, so they are safe and can be touched. So mostly I place like all my elixir pumps to one side, and then I place all my huts to the other side. So like my elixir pumps are safe, and I can do a huge push on one side. As you can see, we have 2 musketeers here just flooding him. He has no chance to go anywhere, and we were able to take him down in 3 crowns. So you just ramp up, place more troops, and he won't be able to stop you. So that was 3 crowns for us. So we have 2 more matches on this deck, I suppose. And that's the next one. This was only a 1-star, so let's take a look. It's in the Builder's Workshop, by the way. Oh, and it's a friendly match, so it's against one of my clanmates. But like, it was just a friendly match. We were both doing our best, so it's a good representation of how this decks work. And actually, I was quite unlucky because my opponent has the bomb tower. And as I said previously, the bomb tower is a very effective counter against spawner decks. So he's playing the barbarians. As you all know, the Valkyrie is an excellent counter against barbarians. So I'll be playing her. Let the barbarians come to my side. Sadly enough, he's using like those spear goblins. So together they will definitely be able to take down my Valkyrie. But I was already able to damage the barbarians quite a lot. Now I'm placing the goblin, the spear goblin Hut, so they can take that one down. But then I realized, oh crap, he has the bomb tower. This is gonna be tough. And I also just placed down my Barbarian Hut. So they will totally get wrecked by that bomb tower. Luckily enough, I have that Hog Rider who can probably deal with it, but then he placed the annoying minion horde and I wasn't able to like anticipate that, and he kind of killed me there. So he's placing Hog Rider, you just place 3 minions, they will take care of it. If he freezes, you can then place your Valkyrie, but like Hog freeze, you might have some issues against it. So once you see he has a freeze and a Hog, you also want to, like, for example, use your buildings to like distract the Hog, because you're in for a rough match against Hog freeze, I suppose. Like, or perhaps let him come to the tower and then only use your goblins after he has frozen or something. But Hog freeze is definitely something I need to encounter and see how to play against. But that would be how I would do it. So again, he's using that bomb tower, very, very annoying. Let's speed it up, shall we? I forgot to do that, because otherwise it will take a while, because friendly matches have a 3-minute overtime. So I think this might have actually ended in a draw if we had the 3-minute overtime actually. So he's constantly using that Hog Rider on the left side, trying to take down my tower. He has quite a lot of troops, but again, we're building up. But so is he, you know, as you can see, he has those barbarians and those bomb towers. So no, I'm just throwing everything in there, but like his minion horde is so effective. So if you can predict where his minion horde is, it still can deal a lot of damage against your troops. But now we'll probably get him. As you can see, he uses freeze. It's actually got a Hog freeze, but he never freezed my tower, so his Hog could take down the tower. So overall, as you can see, I was still able to beat the bomb tower with this, and overall it's a very versatile deck. I actually think this B guy is 10. Let's take a look. I think he's a lot higher ranked than I am actually. Let's take a look here. Where's he ranked? Yeah, he is 1800 trophies. I'm at like 1550. I dropped down a lot. I used to be like in the 700s, but I dropped down a lot after that. So we have one more match to watch, and then we'll do some live matches. It's this one here. So let's see how we're going to do that. Probably place down that elixir pump to immediately generate the elixir. As you can see, once again, we're playing against a Hog freeze. I didn't actually know that anymore, but apparently we can also win against Hog freeze, so this deck is pretty strong. So there we're using the Barbarian Hut and the Goblin Hut. He's using his Hog Rider, and I don't know why he didn't froze, because he would definitely be able to deal quite a lot of damage against my tower if he would have frozen there. But he didn't. I just used my goblins to kill that Hog. And meanwhile, we have already 2 pumps up and running, having quite a nice push on the right side, dealing already about 1000 damage to his tower. So we're doing some great work here. So again, the Hog Rider coming up, and I'm placing my minions, but like it seems like he plays the Hog too early, and then he doesn't have enough elixir for his freeze. So some misplays on his behalf, I suppose. And each time I'm able to take down his Hog quite easily. He's using the minion horde, but obviously we can counter that luckily enough. And once again, like, this guy doesn't really know how to play Hog freeze, I suppose, because each and every time he plays that Hog and can't freeze it. So as you can see, we have a huge push here, but like his witch is very effective at taking down all these spawner decks, because they first have to go through their skeletons, and the witch dish deals splash damage, and it's quite annoying. So we definitely need like a Valkyrie and a Musketeer to take care of that. But luckily now we have a Hog, and now we just overwhelm him. His minion horde won't save him, and we take a 1 crown victory. So let's see if we can actually also win in a live battle. I'm not sure. Right now I'm playing on my PC. Normally I play on my phone, but this should go alright. Okay, so let's battle here and see how we will be able to do. It's also against another level 8, so it will be quite a fair fight. So I'm gonna wait till my elixir fills up, so then we can play the Barbarian Hut over here right now, and then we'll play the Goblin Hut next to it, like this. And we're already over 10 elixir, and he hasn't placed anything. Okay, there he go, barbarians and a baby dragon. So luckily enough for the barbarians, we can use the Valkyrie, and we have a Musketeer for the baby dragon. So we should be able to be all right. So let's drop a Valkyrie over here and a Musketeer in the back here. So he has his Hog Rider. I'm not really sure how this is going to go. was already been able to deal quite a lot of damage against us. I'm not gonna do a push right here. I'm gonna place an elixir pump to start generating that elixir. As you can see, we have also quite a nice push against his tower. Our Musketeer chipping away that damage at the tower. It's already down to 1400, but ours is too. But in the late game, we will definitely have an advantage over this guy. So he's coming up with 2 barbarians, but we will be able to take care of them. We just let our elixir fill up. We place another Barbarian Hut down over there. Now we wait for our elixir to fill up once again. And then he's using that wizard, which will be quite annoying. So let's see, how are we going to... Yeah, that was kind of a bad play. Like, the wizard behind the Hog Rider is definitely a good play by him. Let's play a Valkyrie in the back here. To take down that guy. Place another Elixir Collector. And that will be the last Elixir Collector of the game, because otherwise it won't benefit us any longer. So let's place down a Musketeer to take care of the baby dragon. A Hog Rider to go to the tower. Some goblins. Now it's just time to drop all our shit down here to make a massive push. And hopefully we can take him down. But it doesn't look too good. Hog Rider, come on. Let's do this. If he doesn't have arrows, he might have a good shot here. I'm not sure. His barbarians were quite an effective counter against our Hog Rider, obviously. Seems like we're going to lose this match, though. I have to arrow this one. Use a Hog Rider. Come on, Hog, you can save us. Nah, too bad. Okay, so we lost this one, but yeah, I don't really know where I misplayed that one. Probably a little too confident, otherwise would be able to like make a big push in late game and not defending enough. So yeah, we lost this one. Too bad. As you can see on my replays, this deck is fairly effective, and I definitely suggest you try it out. If you have any suggestions on how I should alter this deck, definitely leave them below in the comments. And what the hell, let's do one more, shall we? Let's do one more. If you have any suggestions, just put them below in the comments. I will try to adapt them. I'm not the best player in the world, but I think this deck is fairly effective. So let's start out with an Elixir Collector right over there. So a mini P.E.K.K.A. Don't let the mini P.E.K.K.A. reach your tower, or it will deal a tremendous amount of damage. He already dealt quite a lot of damage against my tower. But that's good. When your opponent plays an Elixir Collector, you get to punish them for them. So now we'll try to force my opponent to play on the right side of the map, because I would like my Elixir Collector to be protected. But sadly enough, he's playing his giant on the other side. Let's play a Barbarian Hut over here. So he's probably going to make a push for the other side. Oh my god, are you shitting me? How are we going to take care of that? I need my goblins here. But as you can see on the right side, we're making some work. We'll probably be able to take down his tower. But his giant push is quite strong too. So yeah, we both take a tower here. I'm gonna place my Hog Rider behind my Valkyrie so he can push it, as I said before. As you can see, he pushes the Valkyrie a bit, but not all the way. But luckily enough, my Valkyrie is tanking up the damage, so my Hog Rider can deal a tremendous amount of damage. As you can see, already down to 500. I'm gonna have to arrow this one soon enough. Like, let them come a little bit closer. I'm gonna arrow this one. It's time to make a push on the right side, obviously. So we still have a minute left, and we're in pretty great shape, as I can say so. Our tower is still at full health. Let's use a Musketeer over here. Like, one shot from the Musketeer and we should be able to take down that tower. So let's see how things go from here. I'm gonna have to defend against this on the right side now. 44 seconds left. Come on. We can't lose this one. Are we seriously going? Oh my god. I hate this. Okay, so let's do another barbarian. No, I don't want to lose. Come on. Come on. Give me the Hog Rider. Are we seriously going to lose this one? No, come on. Oh my god, man. Where were my arrows, man? Oh my god, this was a super close fight though. Oh my god, I didn't expect that at all. It was looking so good for us, but like his giant push is really effective, especially with the bomber behind it, so I can't like use my goblins because my goblins will immediately get crushed by the bomber. So yeah, like if I had my arrows there and I could arrow down those minion horde, and then my Hog Rider would be able to get to the tower, you might have had a shot. And yeah, overall some good matches. I can be salty for that. Overall, I definitely like spawner decks, and I think I made a pretty good one, even though my last two matches didn't go that great. If you have any suggestions, put them below in the comments. Also, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to my channel for more Clash Royale content. And stay awesome, fellow foxes. See you next time. Also, don't forget, you can always join my clan. There's 2 empty spots right now. It's called Fellow Foxes. And everyone is open to join as long as you donate a lot and ask a lot for donations. You are welcome. We have some pretty great players over here. And literally, as you can see, we have like a guy who has 350 trophies. So literally everyone can join. It's a fun clan. We talk a lot. We play a lot of matches against each other. And mostly we donate a lot. Okay, so goodbye.